A reading from Matthew chapter 24, beginning at verse 36. Jesus said, "But concerning that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. For as were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark, and they were unaware until the flood came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. Then two men will be in the field, one will be taken and one left. Two women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one left. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect." You know that there's a relentlessness to life. You know that the daily grind keeps grinding on. You know that all too often we just seem to be carried along by life as if we're floating down the river. There is an inevitability of rising and of sleeping, of preparing meals, of eating meals, of washing up the plates, of moving the dust around with a duster, only for it to slowly settle once more. The day goes on, and it goes on into another day that goes on, week into week. Wash, rinse, repeat, and repeat. But it was always like that. And Jesus, speaking of the days of Noah, describes the people going on about their everyday life. They ate and drank and married. Generation gave way to generation. Mealtime gave way to mealtime. They carried on with the daily grind of daily life. And then the flood suddenly came and swept them all away. Suddenly the ordinary was deluged by the extraordinary, and everything changed. And there is a great danger in trudging through your life without ever looking up. There are easy habits that we form and easy routines that carry us along. We then become so preoccupied with our daily chores that we ever forget to think about God and to pray. Our Bibles are more dusted than they are opened. We never stop to think and ponder and wonder. The horizon narrows. We simply carry on. Now, it's in this kind of context that Jesus warns that he will, quotes, come at an hour that you don't expect. And that is also the pattern of our daily Christianity. God doesn't only work on Sundays, but he's present at all times. He's there at the sink, he's there at the petrol station. He is present at all times. Jesus, after all, promised, "I am with you always to the end of the age." And that's pretty comprehensive. Oh, how impoverished our lives have become by ignoring the simple fact that Christ is with us, that wonderful presence. How much richer our experience of faith would be if we knew that Christ is with us as he promised. So I wonder if, as your rector, I might make some suggestions. Try and become more conscious of the truth, of the promise that Jesus gave to us. When you drive around, turn off the radio and pray. When you walk, think. When you go about the daily routines, chew things over in your mind and think and pray. Make it your habit when you get up to pray and read your Bible before anything else, before the daily trudge takes over. You might even set things up the night before so that when you wake up, it's all there ready for you. Make a list of people for whom you'd want to pray and pray through that list in the morning. A list for Monday, a list for Tuesday, a list for Wednesday, and so on and so forth. Use the time at the checkout to pray and to ponder and to think. So much of the Christian life is to do with simply paying attention to the God who is with us and not simply carrying on. Don't fall into the trap of those who lived in the time of Noah. Heed Jesus' words and stay awake.